Hi there everyone, I got a really cool one for you today. It's how to sell without selling. And now whenever I speak to an accountant, a CPA, a bookkeeper, the works, everybody cringes when I use the word sales. And that's because we've never really done sales before, and sales doesn't really have a very good reputation. So we're going to jump into that, how to sell without selling. Just before I get into it, my name's Jonathan Solomon. I help accountants get more of their ideal clients and scale their practice using digital systems. So how to sell without selling. Now this is a really powerful one. Let's just break it down real quick. We have old school sales and we have new school sales. So old school sales is here's the client, here's the product, and you shove the product down the client's throat. And if they say no, you just kind of shove it down more. Now, obviously, that's really unethical, that's really immoral, and it's honestly just not very nice. And you're not going to get a happy customer. So new school sales, what is that? That is like me and you, say we're best friends and we go to the shops together and, as your best friend, we walk into, say, Nike, and you point at shoes and you're like, oh my God, these shoes look really, really cool. And I say to you, yeah, they are really cool, they look really cool, but my friend had them, he got them last week and they're broke already. Your best friend's not going to lie to you and try and force you to buy something. He's going to be honest with you. They're going to be honest with you and actually tell you what they think. They're going to help you out to make sure that you are doing what is in your best interest. So that's new school sales. Your best friend is basically gone shopping with you and they're helping you essentially choose products and services, right? So that is new school sales. And based on that, we want to not use any technical language. Now, your best friend's just going to talk to you straight. They're not going to try and be smart or try and show you how smart they are. They're just going to be honest and be real with you. So they're not going to use technical language or any tax codes or anything like that. So cut the technical language out. Anything that a potential customer can't understand, don't use it. Or when you use it, explain it in a very simple way. Which brings us to the third step of this video, which is using stories and analogies. Now, you want to use stories and analogies because human beings, our brains actually work very well with stories. It's why we love movies, it's why we love books, it's why we basically just love story. Every single religion is based upon a story. And it's using a really powerful structure. I'll make a video about that later down the line. Just comment if you want me to make a video about it. But the real reason why we use stories and analogies is because it helps us understand and relate to everything. So I always use an analogy of if you are able to use Google Sheets, if you can use Microsoft Excel, you can use this because Microsoft Excel is way more complicated. That's an analogy. It's not really a story, but I'm relating it to you. It's something that you're already familiar with, you already know about it, and I'm relating to something that we're actually communicating about. So that's really just 3 simple ways of how to sell without selling. Remember, focus on new school sales. It's your best friend. The customer is your best friend. So you need to service them as if your best friend. Your best friend's not going to try and screw you over. That's basically the main idea. So keep it ethical, keep it moral, and try and actually help the person out. Genuinely help the person out, right? And then the second piece is to basically not use anything technical in your language. So avoid technical language. And the third and final thing is use stories and analogies. If you do have to use technical language, use stories and analogies. And even if you don't have to use technical language, still use stories and analogies to relate the concept to the person. Think, what does my best friend, my potential customer, what does my best friend already know? So I know accountants, CPAs, you already know how to use Microsoft Excel. You already know how to probably use QuickBooks and Sage. So I can talk to you about that. So any software or tools that I use, I can say to you, look, it's not nearly as complicated as what you're already using. So it may sound complicated when I use the word like automation, because that's a scary word. Then it just makes it really easy when I say to you, look, if you can use Microsoft Excel, you can use this, because I can't even use half the things you do on Microsoft Excel. So anyways, guys, that is just a very simple way for you to sell without selling. Focus on serving the customer, focus on a consultative basis, and really actually treat them as your best friend. Anyways, guys, my name's Jonathan Solomon once again, and I help accountants get more of their ideal clients and scale their practice using digital systems. And I'll speak to you guys real soon. Cheers.